Yes. Good morning, respected HODs and faculties who have gathered here today, and a special welcome to our online participants. On behalf of the Department of Language, Culture and Society, it gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Confluence, a two-day faculty training program on professional English for engineers. Over the next 2 days, we will engage in meaningful discussions on language pedagogy, project-based learning, assessment practices, and innovative approaches to engineering education. We sincerely thank all of you for joining us. Wish you a rewarding learning experience.
To begin today's program, may I request everyone to kindly rise for the invocation.
Check.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கனமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடனர் திருநாடும் தக்க சில பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பி செயல் வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Please remain standing as we prepare for the lighting of the lamp.
Knowledge enlightens, inspires, and transforms. To symbolize this timeless pursuit of wisdom, we shall now proceed with the lighting of the lamp. May I respectfully invite the HODs from across various campuses with the dignitary to come forward for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. Thank you, esteemed dignitaries. Please remain seated.
Dr. Lata has served in various academic and administrative capacities over the past 2 decades. Today's FTP will be convened by Dr. Lata alongside Dr. Ramya for our collective benefit. It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Lata, Associate Professor, Department of Language, Culture and Society, to deliver the welcome address.
good morning to all. It's my honor and privilege to welcome you all for this two-day FTP titled Confluence, with a theme that we are going to roll on for the next 2 days, Professional English for Engineers. There is a strong purpose behind this 2 days FTP. Your presence over here, it reflects our shared commitment to learn or bring out pedagogical practices, and we are here to enrich our learning. I extend my sincere welcome to our department head, Dr. L. Kavita Nair, who actually conceived this idea. And I still remember how many times, right, multiple times we have been sitting together deliberating, and the culmination that we have reached today is the outcome of many meetings and deliberations we had. And I really appreciate ma'am's involvement towards bringing and doing something where there should be some kind of contribution from the society also. So she has looked into so many parameters before shaping up this curriculum where we are going to have this. I extend my sincere welcome to the chief guest and the resource person of this morning session, Mr. Dinesh Khanna. Sir is widely known. I even was reading the quote that he has come out recently. And sir is the global head of customer success from Zoho Corporation. Sir, we are very sure that your session, you are going to bring in your industry insight and expertise, which will really help us to understand the professional communication in the real world context. I extend my warm welcome to the esteemed faculty members from the Department of Language, Culture and Society from various other campuses, our sister institutions, right? Thanks for joining us today. And your presence here, it signifies your commitment, dedication towards making or teaching this English in a more effective manner. And over the next 2 days, we look forward to have engaging sessions, meaningful deliberations, and collaborative learning experiences, which will certainly equip us with innovative strategies to make our teaching better. With this, I welcome you once again and wish you all to have a very productive and enriching learning experience. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. In order to commemorate this confluence, I request the dignitaries to please come forward, wherein Dr. Kavita Nair, head of the department LCS, will felicitate Dr. Dinesh Khanna with a memento.
And a bouquet.
Thank you, ma'am. To set the context for the 2-day program, we have now the introductory session, which will be delivered by Dr. Kavita L. Nair, our professor and head of department. With over 25 years of academic experience, Dr. Nair's research spans literature and language, women's studies, mythology and transformational teaching and learning. An accomplished leadership trainer certified by Dale Carnegie Associates Inc., New York and Cambridge. Dr. Nair has trained upper management professionals from Fortune 500 companies, a passionate advocate of Indian knowledge systems. Ma'am, we invite you to kindly take over the session.
my faculty have already welcomed you. So once again, a very warm welcome to every participant here, especially the head of the departments from SRM Ramapuram, Dr. Radhika, and Dr. Shanmugapriya from Trichy, and Dr. Shalini Sharma and her team from NCR actually are watching us on live on YouTube. They're joining us online. So I wanted to start this session with something that I've been carrying for a long time. As Dr. Reber introduced us, with over 25 years of experience, almost 28 years of being an English teacher. I just want all of you, every teacher here, to imagine yourself as, imagine one student or a few students who have been brilliant in your class, who understood absolutely, clearly the algorithms, the structures, the simulations, or any problems that are given. Where are they today in their career, if you have contacts with them? Can you imagine any one of them? Yes? Okay. Now imagine them at their workplace. I am talking to you with the concept that after 4 years of engineering, they have a placement to companies and then they continue their work there. In that session, in that career, the beginning of their career, how do they fare at their jobs? Imagine them in meetings, imagine them writing the reports. Imagine them talking to customers, imagine them, leading a meeting, giving a presentations. How do you think for the last few years we've been doing? Being a corporate trainer myself and having spoken to people from industry, the feedback that we always have received, it's not institutional specific, but a general statement that your students, the employees that we get or hire from your institutions, they are good technically, but the moment when they are asked to share something openly in front of an audience or share something or ask some questions, what is the reaction? How are they? Exceptions definitely are there. We're talking about the majority. Yes? They hesitate. They hesitate, they have to think, they have to prepare. But yes, all these years what we had been teaching them, now our AI friend is almost doing everything for them. So what are we training them for? Till now, ChatGPT or any AI tool cannot stand up for them and talk to others. That anyway is a skill that we have to develop ourselves. All of us know that out of experience, out of reading, or long term of interactions, we have developed a language. But our students do not have that time. It is our sole collective responsibility to have them, trust us that yes, they are going to learn something very important for their life, for their career. Now, how are we going to do that? How do we do that? Now, I just want to go over, these questions have always come in my mind and I have been facing these things very silently. How do we do? What do we do? How do we engage this kind of, I don't want to call it a famine though, but that's what it is. Few years ahead, when I was part of one of the placement meeting, they had projected a data wherein they were comparing the performance of the students, third-year students in the placement tests and competitive exams. So these students have cleared the first year in English, and then in third year they are writing these exams. And over the period of time, they have increased their knowledge, vocabulary and skills, things like that. But when the data and the numbers were put on board, the third year placement results, English was the least scored of all other subjects. Either students had skipped or they had done really, quite poorly in the reading comprehension sections. But at the same time, immediately the next slide was their performance in first year English. So first year English marks, hardly anybody was below 70. Everybody 85, 85, 87, 90, 100. 100 in the sense close 98, 99. So that point of time, Dean asked me, ma'am, what is the reason for this? What is happening? Students who have O grade in English in first year, they are actually doing very poorly when it comes to interview. Because unless you face the interview, you cannot show your skills later. Can you? Obviously, in the interview, they'll not ask you to code one thing. There might be different phases of interview, but at least for the first range, students have to clear that speaking, test. And I think language is not, whatever we do, it's not just for their career or employment. It is for their life. Whether A, B, C, whatever career, wherever, whether they want to be, as an employee or whether they want to start their own, everything. The trust that students have or the parents have when they admit their students in our institution, I think we really have to handhold them. The trust that students show when they are part of our English sessions. Yes, I will learn something today that I do not know. That is where we have to fill the gaps. And that is where I want my teachers to become absolutely aware about their roles, their responsibilities. Why am I here as a teacher in the class for BTech students? And you all know that nowadays students are, they have a fairly good understanding of English nowadays. So why are we there when everything that we have taught to them is already available on website? So that is the context we have to clarify. And these thoughts have resulted in this. The syllabus that we have I'm not telling that the syllabus really completely, turning the tables out. It's not, definitely not. Because we are in an engineering institution, some things have to be there. But certain things have been worked, around certain areas, which will definitely give our students more confidence. I think the richness of the Indian knowledge systems, many students are not aware of that. What is there in the Indian knowledge system? It is something, Indian knowledge system, it's just like as a, very something that is on a mantle somewhere. But when you actually go through the content, you understand that, oh my God, this is like an ocean. Many things have developed from there. And it's not being nationalistic in the sense, okay? It's not about that. It's about appreciating the values that are already there and which have not been spoken about or handled in the sessions or in classes. So if the dear faculty members, if you've gone through the syllabus, there are the Western ideas also there. Just to check or just to make students know that there is something similar, more competent with us, which has not been, maybe adventured into till now. So these were the things that, something that ignited okay, let us think of, looking into the syllabus in a different manner. And that's the part of IKS. And then, as a teacher, I have been practicing PBL from 2010. I understand it is really an experiential learning for both teacher and the students. Learners learn when they are into PBL, when it is done in the absolute effective manner. So from 2010, when I was in an earlier institution, I started, that's how I came to know about PBL, and I thought, okay, let me start with it. And I'll tell you, all those students are still my friends, informing me, sharing everything that they want or they've learned. And that one PBL has become the, frame of reference for us to continue. When I saw the result of PBL, I thought, yes, it has to be, formally integrated so that teachers can experience the joy that they get. So last 3 years, we have been doing PBL, but the integration into the syllabus was not there. It was just done as a, as a additional entity. But now it has been integrated into it so that all of us become learners. Every time we experience something as a learner, I think students are with us. The moment our lectures, our sessions, you must have seen the syllabus. There are 2 lecture and 2 practical sessions. Whether it's lecture or practical, I think all of us must take the onus and responsibility that it is a participative class. Students stop learning when we talk for more than 20 minutes. So whether it's PBL, whether it's IKS, or whether it's Western concepts or any other, concept in the syllabus, I would like all of you to really have hands-on experience, read about that. Students, they just browse and they get information on that. So what extra are we going to add is what we need to check. And absolute preparation is required for this to become, at least 50% successful. So that was the idea, what made me think of, integrating PBL and IKS into the syllabus. I understand it is little more work, but it's enjoyable. In 2010, I used to handle 3 or 4 classes, and my classes had PBL. Everybody was not doing it. So it is work. We have to put in little effort, but it is absolutely rewarding. Please, I can, vouch for that. If it is done in the proper manner, wherein we handhold, we see what is happening, reviewing, and then getting them, what is the end product. And that is where we connect language, culture, and society. It has to be connected. One more feature that is added in the syllabus is the literature component. How many of you are teachers here? The question is simple. How many of you are teachers here? Why many have not raised hands? Yeah, thank you. How many of us are facilitators here? Please give yourself a big round of applause. 100% facilitators, 100% teachers, and that's what the syllabus asks for. It has to be facilitating. It has to be purely facilitating. And I request the head of the departments to please check if it is facilitating. So, just to give you, that was just to give you a context on that. So, for me, I feel that language is not a skill, it is a way of thinking. And what we talk is our thoughts. In a very simple manner, we ask students to just stand up and, or sit, whatever with the context, make a sentence. It's a very common thing. If suppose you've taught one grammar concept and you said, okay, make a sentence using passive voice or using an action verb like that. What are we asking them actually to do? It is a very, very hard task, but we have taken it in a very easy manner. We're asking them to think. But we just get a sentence and it's finished. We're asking them to create something. That is the heaviness of that task. But it is given just as a very simple task. Listen to this talk and respond. Make few sentences like this. Both these tasks ask the student to think and be present, which is very difficult. Yes or no? All of us have been part of many FTVs, webinars, sessions. We know how difficult it is to continue for, listening. But we ask them to do 50 minutes. Listen to me. I'm the person all-knowing or pervasive. And that's when we disconnect. Conditions apply, dear faculty members. Definitely, I understand many of you are fantastic teachers. But I am looking at the majority and I'm just telling, that's all. And every time we think we are like this, that's all, we don't develop, we are not learners. The moment we think, yes, next class should be better, next class should be better. I have always shared with my faculty that my guide used to tell me, Kavita, the day you think, oh my God, I have another class in half an hour, if I could get another 10 minutes to just sit and continue. He said, please resign your job that day. Resign, you're not meant for it to further it. Because it's teaching is a very, it's a very heavy job. The passion, that value that we add to a teacher is what the student carries as a teacher, as a concept. So I want all of you to ponder on these things and see how enriching our classes can be. You must have heard, or how many of you read NEP 2020? I expected 100% because for a long time the documents are there, website. It's there. Please go through it. So experiential learning is given lot of, weightage there. So in that sense, please be aware of what we are doing and why we are doing and how it is going to change both the sides. It's going to change both the sides. But the main thing required is interaction, exchange. And that's why from this year on, we will have all the committee meetings online. Everybody must be interacting about what has been taught, how it engaged or how it didn't. That should be the core and crux of the committee meetings. Only then we can, streamline this. It's not the end product. Obviously, it's not. Over the time, it also needs some, some shapes, which you all will be, garnishing in a kind of framework. If there is something that is not effective, please let us know. It will definitely be taken care of. It's not, as I told you, it is not final statement or thing. It is something in, in progress, work in progress. It's a work in progress. So until it gets at least 80% good shape, I think it's still under process. So I would request every faculty member across all the campuses to please give your inputs in the meetings or please write to us, write to your head. They'll definitely, look into what can be done and then we can further look into and see what are the things that can be there or need not be there or something else that can be added which is going to add more value to it. So I feel professional English for engineers is actually an outcome-based syllabus. If it is taken in a proper angle, there are definitely going to be a great outcome on this. So this I have already spoken to you. The literature part, Indian knowledge systems, real assessment. So literature, I know most of us are, from literature background. I don't need to talk more on literature or how it is, life and life changing or philosophical. It touches you. It does. It does. And that's why literature quotient is there. Somehow we have to bring the reading quotient back to our students. They have to read, whether it's a, short poem or a short story or a novel. They must be part of the reading. Reading is a beautiful experience, and I think the shortcuts to a great communication. Any other way you are trying to do, you will not read. You'll definitely be, there'll be deficiencies. But if once you're into reading, I think the rest is taken care of. So that's why different genres are part of the syllabus too. So I want the teachers to really, make it experience. Let them experience literature. Teach them. You get an opportunity to teach literature also. Despite being in an engineering institution, I think it's really a proud moment for all of us that we're able to do what our passion was once. Though our passion is that today, but still we are doing, teaching technical English. But it has to somewhere, merge, and because any language that is taught is literature. Literature is language. Okay, I'm not getting into that debate though, but these are the three pillars based on which it has been formulated. And yes, the syllabus has taken a long time because it was planned for 2025. But then many many teaching groups were made. Different people came up with a lot of suggestions, and again it went for a lot of almost metamorphosis of the suggestions has happened. Lot of time. So I really want to also thank every faculty member who's been part of the head of the departments who've taken time for campus meetings and given their inputs. So a big thank you to everyone who's been part of it and who are going to be part further. So that is what about the syllabus. And this is the shift that I was explaining to you earlier. So I am here to correct their English. Am I? So why am I here? We're always talking of critical thinking. How do we develop? And it's like a separate subject, critical thinking. No. You can do that in class with everything about PBL from your literature. You can do that. So I'm here to develop their thinking, and language is how we do that. I am the authority on what is right. I am the most experienced thinker in the room. My job is to model rigor. You see the line? I am the most experienced thinker. Obviously, because you have spent years in teaching. Students have just come to your class, though they have knowledge. But you are a thinker. So you have to model rigor. Academic rigor. It has to be. It has to be part of English classes. It has to be, practiced in classes. No more students think that, okay, English class, fine. So make it rigorous. It has to be. They have to learn. They have to earn every mark that they put on their answer sheet. They have to earn. And then I must cover the syllabus. So I must use the syllabus to uncover something in my students, and that is the best outcome if you can. So be communicative during the meetings. Every time, the periodic meetings that we will be having. Okay? So what are we producing? An engineer who does not just solve problems, but understands them. Who does not just communicate, but thinks. I always had a problem, sometimes when you ask a student to, place this on the table. Suppose, I don't know if you can see, here there's a table with a lot of papers and tissue boxes and flower boxes. So some students will just put it here and go. They have done the job. But there are some students who will see, okay, where I can place, how it will be better. They're thinking. How it will look good. The thing and the place. So they'll place somewhere here where it complements the space. And this is the change we want students to in them. Not just doing, but experiencing, thinking, molding their thoughts. So you did not receive the syllabus. You inherited actually a philosophy of teaching. So what we need to do is own it. Don't just deliver it. It's not about delivery. Every, online shopping does delivery. You ordered something, we have given you, finish. We are going to do more than that. Coach the thinking, do not just correct the language. Please let us come out of this habit. The more they read, they'll correct themselves. And the next 15 weeks, begin here in the sense we have to start thinking now how our classes are going to be today. So, actually I had one. This is the day how we are going to, participate in discussions. So this was just, my talk was just a syllabus orientation. Then we have respectable Sri Dinesh Khanna sir, who has been associated with SRM, but engineering technology we are going to experience now, and we are going to further the collaboration. He's going to give us the academic industry connect, what has to be looked at, aimed at. And then we have a career communication and portfolio session by, again, Ms. Kavita Krishna Kumar, and then the session on project-based learning. So with that, I think, again, too much of talking, which we teachers, we just cannot escape it. So, but I hope that somewhere some things have really ringed some bells. I hope and expect that we all are able to do. Let us try. It's not that we try, failure, only when we fail we do. Yes, we go forward. So let us fail. We fail only when we do something. If we don't do, it's done. Whether success or failure, we don't know. So let's all together start this journey and share our experiences and mold a great philosophy for the department and teaching as well. So with that, few words, a lot of words. Thank you very much for this time, and thank you for being here. Let's have a beautiful 2-day session together. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes. Thank you, ma'am, for such a powerful message on today's very relevant focal themes on Indian knowledge systems and, of course, academia and industrial collaborations in a very comprehensive overview and setting the tone for the next 2 days ahead. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll meet after a short tea break. Please be back in 10 minutes so that we can start with our first technical session. Thank you. Welcome back. Our first technical session is on academics, language, and industry connect. We are honored to have with us Dr. Dinesh Khanna, Global Head Customer Success Zoho, who brings with him extensive industry experience and valuable perspectives on bridging academia with industry expectations. With 20 years of experience at Zoho, he has played a key role in building and scaling global teams responsible for customer onboarding, technical support, implementation, adoption, and long-term customer success across diverse international markets. Dr. Khanna actively contributes to academia and industry by serving as an industry expert on academic councils and boards of studies at higher educational institutions. He is also a sought-after keynote speaker at conferences, research forums, and technology events, where he shares insights on customer success, digital transformation, emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, and innovation. Sir, we warmly invite you to address the gathering.
Good morning. Good morning, all. It gives me immense pleasure and honor to be here, part of this faculty development program. Thanks to Dr. Kavita Nair for inviting me here for this day one program. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, I'm little bit nervous because talking in front of all these language specialists, it gives slight nerves because I have done a lot of keynote, done a lot of program like this, but it's most of it is on top of technical sessions. So I was very confident. Now, after I seeing all you people talking the language, the way that you communicate or the way the pronunciation, all that slightly. So apologies in case if I'm going to do something wrong or grammatically something wrong, or don't follow such words. Thank you. So it is really a great privilege for me to be in this room filled with people who have dedicated for linguistic and their life for this marvelous, remarkable capacities is language. Language is not merely like say sound or sign or grammar, all that. It is the way that you communicate. It is the way that you relate. It is the way that you bring in more people. It is the way that you bring in belongings, power, educating someone, training someone, bringing your kid. All these are language. I don't see English as a subject. I have seen this, and when ma'am told, we were discussing, we were all we belong to the same institution, so we were discussing about our past experience or the stories. So Winfred Chalaya and Frederick sir, when he was teaching us, I won't attend most of his classes. Mindla enna English thana paathukalam. So that is how it is. So for any student that you are going to face, they will have the same ideology, or they will have that in mind that I can clear English, what big deal. So that is where any engineering student or any technology student will be there. Because today, if you ask students who study engineering, they want to relax at some point of time. So that becomes English, that becomes language. So it is the way that you are going to take it up. You are going to do sessions. I don't know how many of you know, is your class 50 minutes?
Yes.
So what is the learning capacity every student will have?
15 minutes.
7 is the research that they have finalized, that only 7 minutes they can just contribute and they can concentrate.
That is pre-COVID. Might be only 3 minutes.
Now it is only 1 minute because of this AI, this chat GPT and all this. They think that whatever ma'am teaches, I can go type there, I can get those lessons, I can clear the paper. That is how it is. So coming back to this, for linguistics, see, language is an object for rigorous stories because you teach sympathy or semantics, pragmatics, or morphology, phonology, or socio-linguistic, or physio-linguistic. All these are the terms that you teach them, but that doesn't go to their brain. This you have to break. See, all these are the today's academic curriculum that has been designed and you are following. I'm not sure whether you know this or not. Language has a different infrastructure that has been developed. Like how roads connect cities. Language is the only thing that will connect people, that will connect public, work, a relationship, or the knowledge, the institution. That is how it has been come up. So you need to tune yourself, developing or indulging in taking classes on those angle, on the infrastructure way, not taking on the way that you have trained. You might say that I studied this way, why not this? You might have studied, I might have studied like say 20 years, 30 years back. But today the students' mind or their methodology is not tuned to study that way. So you need to find an infrastructure where you can teach those students in a way where you can grab their attention. This 50 minutes is really, really tough situation for you all, I know. I'm facing the same thing when I hire a newbie to my team. So the similar situation for you. With this, teaching all these factors is not possible, say, in 1 year or 2 years' time. You might have first semester and second semester, third semester English paper. Rest of those 5 semesters, they don't even study English. You have to go to their 4th semester, 5th semester, whenever they do their presentation. They will be doing technical presentation, they will be teaching something, or they will be doing their Viva presentation or whatever it is. You have to be there, you have to correct them on the linguistic side, how a person has to present, how a person has to do soft skill, how the communication has to be done. Because the communication between me and you can be this way so that you understand what I'm talking. But their presentation is not just like that. They are going to present to the world. Tomorrow, when they go out, when they join some company, they have to present to many customers. So that understanding skills has to be there. So you have to communicate on a flat way or the way that everybody will understand. So that is where the actual language will play a key role. That you have to change. So change meaning I'm not changing your syllabus, I'm not changing your style. I'm asking you to change in you first so that you can do that to your students. This 3 different topics, language, academic, and industry connect. These 3 are 3 different domains. It is not same. Academic is literally different. Language is because language, you might not go to the 4th year or the 3rd year students, you may not meet until or unless they ask you to do some soft skill training or prepare them for some career-based training or whatever it is. Unless they are inviting you, you may not meet them also. Or they will come to you, or they might have come to you to ask some doubt. I'm going to do this interview. Why don't you help me? Nobody asked this question today. because they think எனக்கு English தெரியும். But when they go to the any say GD group discussion or any interviews, they will stammer, they will fumble. So that is how it is. So you have to create those opportunities when you are there in the first 2 semesters. Your syllabus has to be tuned to those career opportunity. Include that. You have to teach your syllabus or the curriculum for 15 minutes. The rest 30 minutes you have to make yourself understand in their language. Meaning whatever they are interested with, whatever they are coped with. That is how it has to be. Otherwise, you will lose interest or they will not come to your next class. You might think there will be a breakage. Yes, there will be a breakage where you cannot communicate with them or you cannot convey what you are trying to say. That is how it is. Today in the industry, I am facing all these problems when somebody is joined. He might be a techie, he might be a gold medalist, but he will not communicate. He will not talk. So the language people has to, the linguistic team, you have to talk to those people giving all these input during their curriculum when they are with you. So you can ask me whenever you have some question, you can stop me and ask. Adding to this, what do you think about an IT company, or what does an IT company will require? Is it just talking, or is it just communicating, or is it just the way you have to talk to your customer, or you have to talk to your partner, or you have to talk to your management? Is it the only area that language is needed? Do you think that way?
Informal interpersonal interaction also language.
Okay, then?
Promotion.
Okay.
Official email writing, drafting, and all those stuff.
Okay. I want this to be interactive session, please.
Any sort of official communication,
Like,
like talking to the manager, talking to the customer, or drafting a mail.
how many language roles that any IT company will have?
Language roles in the sense, yes.
Where language will be used as a core.
Content writer,
Okay.
in almost all the fields. In
Exactly. All the fields we need language. People think that only marketers need language. No, that is not true. We need language for everyone. Let it be a developer, let it be a QA, let it be a L1 engineer, whoever it is. That comes from the support engineer also. Whoever is there, they need language. You should make them understand that it is not, even they can be a core developer. Even the core developer need all these languages. If they say printf, I want to see a result, Java by default, it gives hello world. Oh, he escaped without using any other language or simple words he used, and he escaped. But it is not the factor for any developer. We have to give some relevant statement. If there is a breakage in network, we have to give them a clear saying that we are down, we will be back soon. That statement is not given by any developer. So I need a content writer or a technical writer for them to create such content for them. So developer has to be technically, and language specialist, yes, it has to be there. QA, yes, he has to be fully coordinated. Support, yes. In support system, we say that they are going to use templates. No, they will not use templates. They will use English on their own. Now, ChatGPT or Gemini are helping them to fine-tune their templates. But how many days it can? It may not. Because there is no more inputs on the customized templates that we are delivering. Customized meaning not every use case or every complaint that we receive from the customers will have the same question. It will be different. So ChatGPT may not have those answers. It might give some hallucinating answer, but again, that is not true. So the templates, the AI is using lot of speech. The speech itself again, you have to give some proper grammatical and proper way of communication that the others can understand, not you or me to understand, the others who's going to read, they should understand. So all these area we have to improvise. To improvise all this, we need language. So language is not just like that, say that it is just an English subject. It is one of the core subjects that is coming. How many of you know prompt engineering? Or how many of you heard about prompt engineering? See, prompt engineering has a big market now. So prompt engineering will play a core role. So when you take subject from this semester, you teach them on prompt engineering. Whatever that you're going to ask should be right. The words, the keywords, all these keywords meaning when you teach the semantics or when you teach them pragmatics. You also teach more of phonology now. Is phonology there in the subject now? No. So all these you have to include. The phonology or socio-linguistic or physio-linguistic. All these are the core area where you have to concentrate more. So socio-linguistic and physio-linguistic is more of how people to people communicate. If generally people go search in ChatGPT saying what is the best place to go for dinner today, is that the right way to get the answer? It will give some random answer. People think that is the right way of asking question. That is not the right way of asking question. So that socio-linguistic has to be improvised. So that prompt engineering, you don't teach technical, but you use all these words. Prompt engineering la question you have to ask this way. This is how it has to be asked. Ma'am said like before and after. So you need to create lot of terms like this. So what are the general terms a person will use to ChatGPT or Gemini or any other, say Claude or whatever it is. Now there are a lot of LLMs that are available. So first ask them not to use any LLM at least for next 2-3 years. They have to study the foundation. They have to study the basics. Without that, they cannot improvise on the languages. If they use ChatGPT or if they use Gemini, then they are killing themselves. It's a suicide model. So the basic foundation and the language, they have to improvise on their own. Otherwise, they cannot grow. They will indirectly, after 4 years, they will curse you. Nobody taught me all this. I went to English class, nobody taught me anything. They were teaching only about Shakespeare, William Wordsworth, all this.
So I have a student who tells he reads the timetable for the next day and what time he gets up and all that, and ChatGPT tells him the itinerary for the day. He doesn't do anything on his own. He does what ChatGPT asks him to do.
But how can we curb somebody from not using AI?
You cannot stop anyone.
You cannot stop anyone. You tell somebody don't do it, he will want to do it because of his age.
Right. See, that is where the professors and the researchers play a crucial role. Because let them use. See, if I ask you to stop using the fast food items, will you stop it immediately? No. You will use it. So I will talk about more fast food impacts. I will talk about what are the impacts that I will have. What are the problems or constant issues that I'm going to face. So you talk about all those area, don't talk about the current problem. Automatically, they will slowly stop using it. I tried this with my son. Last 1.5 years, I am trying this. Now he has reduced. So now I have a methodology where I can deliver this to others. How to reduce that? So he was using ChatGPT for more than 1.5 years. He was, whatever I ask, he will go, he will type in, he will get it done. Slowly, while driving, while traveling with him, I asked few questions while the phone is not used. Then I came to know that he understand what is the problem that he has. He doesn't know anything. I'm not asking you to corner a student. Don't corner them. Language is not to corner. Yes, that realization becomes the language with the academia. That is what the relationship that you have to build. That two domains, when it is correlated or related, then you will see more impact on this. So that kind of a syllabus, that kind of a PDF or the presentation that you have to create when you go to classes. I'm not teaching you or I'm not changing your syllabus, but I'm saying try this because you are the key people, because prompt engineering is going to rule the world for next 5 years, after which they will slowly stop. They will come back to your basic foundation English. That is going to happen. That is how it is. Initially, ChatGPT started with big spike. Now ChatGPT is not in the market at all.
Something else like that.
So similarly, now Claude came into picture. Now everybody knows how costly it is. Not everybody can afford. So when they see the spike or when they see these license cost, they will stop using all that and they will start referring books. So you have to create those kind of books. See, in the last 6 months, I have written 5 to 6 books now on top of the product. When I started, I thought writing a book is very easy. Because I have a lot of experience, I thought it is very easy to write a book. But I had a lot of struggles while writing. I wrote like say 20-25 pages. That was not sufficient. I cannot give that to a college for a study material or for a subject. Then I realized I need someone who can help me on the language side. So which means linguistic is going to play a core role for everything and anything that comes up. Don't think that ChatGPT or AI will do anything. No. Don't worry about on those angles. AI will be there. We are going to live with that. That's all. When WhatsApp came, we started living. We are still using. It is something like that. It's a smart technology. That's all. It is not the one which is going to replace you or me. Whatever I know, only I know. Not any other AI tool. Only if I feed information what I know to that tool, then it collects all that and stores. Until then, you are an expert. That tool will be an expert collecting others' information. That's all. So don't worry about whether an AI will replace you. AI can replace few things, not everything. So now, like say IITians, they have started this AITV. I don't know how many of you have seen this AITV. AITV, like we have hundreds of videos, hundreds of reels. Like for all the subject, any subject that you ask, any topic that you ask, go to AITV. There is a video available for 45 seconds or 1 minute. You can get to know about that. But in that 45 seconds or 1 minute, whatever they are delivering, you will come to know in a short. If you want to know or if you want to get an idea about that topic, you can go through that. But it will not give you full stack of that domain or full stack of that area. Even they say that it is just what we are delivering. It is not the complete history that we are trying to do. And again, see, people who are going for interview, you need to prepare them the way someone has to present, the way that someone has to do the face-to-face interview, how a presentation skill has to be improvised. All that you can bring in. So bring all that in the same class of 15 minutes, deliver that along with your syllabus, something or the other way. Otherwise, it will be difficult. So language, don't think about that language is just a subject. Language is a core subject. It's like it is like an important subject for or major subject for any graduates. Language is also important throughout their 4 years program or 6 years program, whatever that you offer. So language is, don't demotivate yourself. I'm an English teacher. How many of you here are Spanish? Who teach Spanish here?
Only one person.
No? Nobody?
No, there is. I think he is not here.
Okay. Spanish, you have a lot of market available, and Spanish is the second largest spoken language. So everybody is hunting for Spanish language now. So anybody from Japanese? Anybody from German? Yes. German, Japanese, all these will play a core area in the language side. So don't think that I'm not identified or I'm not given an opportunity to deliver all that. You will be called for more of presentation, more of recruitment help, or more of people who need to join on the technical and the content writing area. This is going to play a major role now with prompt engineering. So these 4 languages will play more and more critical area. So don't worry about all this. So language will always be there. So this is how the language and the industry connect is going to happen. So whatever that you teach, they cannot be an expert during these 2 semesters or 3 semesters, but they need to create at least L2 or L3 level of certification on those languages. So that kind of opportunity are things that you have to deliver during your classes. Create those opportunities. You need to prepare, other than your subject, you need to prepare a lot of opportunities, what is lying there. What are the things that they can deliver? So those you have to think. That is where the core area comes from you. That is when they will trust you. That is when they will respect you more, saying, okay, English teacher also knows technical things. Today they think that English teacher ke technical edume theriyadu. It is not that case. You also know technical. You have also studied something during your college days. You know few things. It is not that you don't know anything. So break that. Breaking the egg is more important. That break becomes the industry connect and the academia. That is how they are related. So when I say 3 domains, how the domains are related, you have to create those opportunities. Not just teaching only English. You talk to them on all these technical topics. Like say use all this technical jargon so that they will have a big trust on you. They will do all these follow-up. They will come back to you. Ma'am, you are saying something about prompt engineering. What is that? You tell me. You teach me on English. Yes, that is what is important. That is what is going to happen. That is how the industry is today. You can ask me some question. I'll take some water. If you don't ask me, I will ask you. Please.
Basically, a German teacher teaching German. But regarding the language, I have often thought of, is there a need for a domain-specific teaching for the student?
There are a lot of domain that needs German language. There is a big demand today. See, let it be any industry, manufacturing industry or IT industry or software industry or product development or healthcare, everybody needs the other languages. So I think everybody should have air conditioner at your home. So when you see, that is, we generally don't go through the manual that is been sent by that company. We just see the warranty card, the rest will be trashed. If you open that manual and see, minimum there will be 3 languages. The first will be the country's first language, not English. English will be on the last page. So prioritize that. So meaning any manufacturing, they might have Japanese or German. Any car manufacturers, they will have German by default. So it depends. But I have not seen any Indian car manufacturers has Hindi as their language. So English is the only, because they are not selling the car only in India, they are selling it across all the other countries. That is why they have only in English. But other countries, whoever it is, whether you buy it in a Japanese model or a German model, whether you use it in India or in any other country, they will give this manual. Without their language, they will not release any document. So similarly, documents are must and documents will be created. So technical writer and content writer will have more opportunity on this area.
Shall I have a point here?
Yes, ma'am.
Germany has German because it's a monolingual. We are multilingual country, and English is a connecting language. If Hindi is given, most of the 60% of the people might not afford.
True, but imagine this way, almost you have 30% of Skoda car that runs in Chennai. So all these Skoda car, whatever it is, all these, if you open the bonnet and see, all the technical terms will be in German.
It is for their people.
No, in India I'm saying.
They go for German so that their people would understand.
Correct. But
If we go for Hindi, 60% can't understand yet.
100% can't understand, ma'am.
Then English is the only option.
So that is how it is. So language becomes so. That is why I'm saying language plays a rigorous role in all the area. It is not just one area. That is when you take class or when they communicate. Everybody thinks language is used only for communication purpose. Yes, it is used for communication purpose also. That is not the only area. That you have to understand. Writing, a chatbot needs a proper English. AI speech needs a proper English. Any document, technical writing, QA, all these area in industry, we need language. Without language, you cannot do anything. So language plays a core area for even for prompt engineering. I don't know how many of you have tried this. Prompt engineering actually identifies based on the keywords that has been used. It is not that the sentence that you frame or sentence or questions that you ask. The keyword based on the keyword. That is why I'm saying semantics and pragmatics will play a core area. So teach them all this. So if you think all these are new to them, don't worry. Teach them what is semantics. Because we generally teach them all these phonetics and syntax, errors, grammatic, all these are basics. But semantics, pragmatics will play a core area in this prompt engineering. Because we are living in the era of AI, so we need all these things that has to be developed. Any other question?
Question. Because they have been in this field for quite long. What do you see the difference in any grad field? Like in terms of communication or in terms of language, has there been improvement or how are the students right now?
I don't want to comment on others. I will tell my story. 92, 93, I came here to this institution to play for a state level match. I was not asked to enter the ground because of security reason. Do you understand? Do you believe that what would be the security reason? Yes. Yes, I was not able to communicate. I was not able to communicate, and the way that I have dressed during those days was not to their mark. So they asked me, because I was not wearing a shoe, I didn't have that. I was not, that is, my parents, they couldn't offer me a pair of shoes. I came with a broken racket. He didn't allow that security and the physical education, they didn't allow me. But I played in a different college and then I got that recognition. But that is where the language is more and needed at any point of time. That I understood. I realized that reality made me, I thought, okay, I should enter all the college at one point of time. Now, after 30 years, I'm doing all this with all the institution. PSG, they didn't allow for some reason. I'm one of the core member in their board of studies. So I'm there with them on every 6 months. I'm there as an invitee. Now in SRM, I'm here as an speaker. So that is how it is. So I don't want to compare with other students. I went to MCC, that's a different story. So I didn't get seat, so I joined statistics there. But I learned a lot from MCC. Whoever is there in the MCC or whoever has been as a student. Yes, you are also part of that. Which year? Okay, you are super senior to me. I'm sorry. You also know only now, or you know her, that she's from MCC.
No, I know.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Sir, you are currently in an industry, and what do you think are the current new recruits lacking in with regards to the language?
Confidence. I know the answer. நான் இது சொன்னா தப்பாயிருமோ ஆர் நான் சொல்றது தப்போ or the way that I present is right or wrong. So I generally used to do this. If I will know based on their skill set, he will be in a position to answer, but he will be reluctant. He will have that fear factor. You have to remove that fear factor. Confidence and fear factor has to be removed. That is the core area where language can speak. Ma'am told language is not a skill. It is also a skill where it helps a person to develop himself to next level.
When actually ma'am started her speech, she said that the students nowadays they lack confidence. Apart from confidence, what else do you think that they lack?
Yeah, there are two other things. If you ask them to write something immediately, they will lack. Technical, I'm not saying anything on poem or something like that. Anything, if I ask them to write, they will lack. Because writing in front of someone is a problem. That is where we are today.
Yeah.
We need to develop that. That is why we have a lot of content writers. We have technical writers. Most of the developers, they won't speak. They will have someone sitting next to them. He will communicate something to that X person will talk to the customer. So that is the problem that you can break. So these are the problems that I have faced. So we will still have those things. If they go by ChatGPT or any AI tool during their curriculum, then they will have all these problems after 4 years. So clearing an interview, clearing the GD, and then doing something on top of customers' activity, they need language. Language will play core area. You inject during your first 2 semesters. That is more important.
Students that are working in digital school, like we said, the same student scores home, where is not into practicing digital communication. What do you think is the reason, or what do you think can be done for this problem to be gotten rid of?
That is why I initially told, so during their presentation or during their some Viva or project presentation, one of the faculty, you be there. You identify what is his problem, what is lacking, so that you can break. That is the ice break that you can do for that kid or student during his 4th or 6th or 7th semester.
So there are some practical difficulties that this you're not able to.
That's what. See, I understand, because I know what are the difficulties. You may not be invited, or you may not be allowed to do that during their project work or project Viva or presentation. They will not invite you. All these problems language faculties have, but we need to facilitate this. We need to identify a place or a route how to break this. I know it's difficult, but
What the implications point as well, like the other commitment is the being engaged at that particular point in time when they go for their presentation. So all such difficulties must be definitely because it's how the system works. So how are we to show our presence there? It's not about the student inviting or his, failing to invite me. He or she's not going to do that, but I think it's because of these commitment-based.
You need to have some alumni talking about this so that you have to do a reverse engineering way, reverse way of teaching. Don't teach and ask them question. You play the video or the person audio, what he is saying. Ask the students to listen. Then they will come to you. The alumni will say that what are the difficulties that he or she has faced during the interviews or during in any company when they are first 2-3 years. So identify those problems, get all those details, and then play that during your class. Say for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, they will understand the seriousness. We have to create that. This awareness has to come from the language.
I teach Chinese. I'm really like to understand with your 3+ years experience in industry, where is the growth or it's like having a fall in this marketplace for Chinese, and also with if I need to show relevance to the students in studying Chinese, prompt technology, when anything that I can teach them.
Yes, definitely you can teach, ma'am. See, now China is on top of everybody. So China has the great GDP now and their economy is high. So you cannot compare that with, Chinese have their own tool. They don't use WhatsApp, they use Snap and yeah. So they have similar tools like this and they don't use Insta. And yes, so they have all those country related tools and their data doesn't come out of China at any point of time. So you need to understand that. You teach that when you teach them. So on that area, the language becomes more important. So if you teach them according to what you have here, like say WhatsApp or Insta or Facebook or whatever, Meta or whatever it is, they will not understand. Because when they actually learn Chinese, you have to teach them on their countryside. So add all those values. Only then they will understand how Chinese is important.
In the Indian market, when it comes to industrial Indian marketplace, besides Japanese, German, and Spanish, which is
Chinese is the 3rd or 4th place now. See, in Europe, generally Spanish and German plays a core area. And in this APAC, Chinese, wherever you go, China or Taiwan or South Korea, where Chinese is more important. Even if you go to Singapore or Malaysia, all these countries, they have Chinese a lot. So Chinese is important. Yes, ma'am.
Korean language, and among all the foreign languages that we have, one of the least popular ones. So, in your understanding as an industrial person, like what is the scope for Korean? Because we have so many Korean companies here, it's a very long line. Even then, it is one of the least popular ones.
See, don't think that people can go to Korea and work. Don't think on those angle. You need to identify the manufacturers or manufacturing industries what Korea has invested into. Identify that. So teach them on those manufacturing related items so that they will understand the importance of Korean language. Because most of the Korean products we have, like say the car manufacturers are here, the AC, the few AC brands are here. So all these, they need Korean support. So you need to create that awareness. You cannot say that go to Korea, and if you want to go to Korea and study or go to Korea and work, that is not possible today. But you can do that from here, learning all these. But for all these Chinese or Korean or Japanese, we need L3 certification. Without that, you cannot write anything. Whatever that we teach here may be to L1 level. If you have only L3 level, because their grammar starts from L2 certification, and they complete that in L3 and L4. The same applies for German and French also. Anything else?
Not a question actually, it's talking the practical side. Language and the paper literacy runs for one semester. So as you rightly said, we should have some kind of contact or you should be in touch with the students just to see how they are going or how they're working on themselves. Practically, it looks difficult. Because yes, one semester we are there with them, monitoring them, guiding them, whatever assistance we can give in any form. But after that, it becomes practically difficult because it is not as a paper with us.
No, that's why I said you need to start facilitating how language will help during their third and fourth semester or from the third and fourth year. So that kind of a syllabus, say, there are a lot of open elective, there are a lot of value add course available. So create a value add course or open elective that facilitates a career development program. Part of language should be given. You think on that way. So that way the language importance plays a crucial role. So you can give it, maybe you can also give 1 credit or 2 credit for those subject. So that kind of a system that you have to bring in. I'm sure that there should be some feasibility for that because it's a deemed university. You can always do that.
Perhaps that we have initiated the labor, which will be taken by them in their fourth and fifth semester.
Yeah, you can make sure that that is must.
Yes.
That open elective is must for everybody. So that way, the fourth and it has to be actually in fifth and sixth semester so that they understand the actual language important, because that way they can clear their on-campus or off-campus interviews and the recruitment process. How many of you think that teaching the old authors or old way of teaching English is important? Or does it still play a major role? Why?
I think what you mean.
Yeah.
Using the chalk and talk method. You're talking about the chalk and talk.
Yes. Chalk and talk method, and we take some quote from Wordsworth or William or Shakespeare or Jake, something like this.
And
Or
interpretation.
We do that, right? Discuss like one line to one. I remember my classes. Still remember that because he used to make us, think, engage, think about it. So then it's to take into perspective. So that worked for me.
there are a lot of now say I don't know how many of you read books on but it is not BHAT, BUT. There are a lot of statements with respect to but. Read all that. That but statement gives you more information why or where a student stands. Use all those statements. Create that awareness. We always say, but. இது இல்லைன்னா பரவாயில்ல. Why that but? Why do we use that but? Why often the word but is used? So you have to identify those words. It is not a gap filler. Actually, it is, but is not a gap filler. But most of the time we use but. Why? Identify that. That's what you need to create that during your coaching. Facilitate that. So identifying those words will give you more ideology from the students. Where he lacks, what he lacks, all that. Even lack is a word. You have a lot of statements with respect to lack. It is not that easy to find out, ma'am. You have to sit a lot of time investing on Wikipedia or encyclopedia. You have to register being a member on that. You will get a lot of this. I have struggled to find out a lot of things because I wrote a book on, I wrote a book in Tamil. It says, Kasaki eriyapatta kagidam nan. It's a strong statement, but it has a lot of meaning. So identify that. So when I wrote that book, I had a lot of time invested on identifying those words. So in the words, kandupidikadhu, it's difficult. We might say lack, it will give you few things, LACK, but most of the things comes on top of LAKH. But so LACK has more and more statements available. You need to find out that. Create that. Because these are the words people generally use when they talk. Students, I would say, I lack knowledge on this. What is that you are trying to convey? What is the knowledge that you lack on? Create that. You tune those things. That is what is more important. I'm tuning all this. So any newbie that comes to my team, we don't teach only the product, we don't teach only the technology, we also teach all this because many countries, Australians, they use a lot of phrases. We will not know whether it is sarcastically meant or they are referring it to we don't know. Only after completing that call, if you recall those statements or phrases, you will come to know what he has actually meant. So we have to train those things. Statements will be given directly on face by the Americans. Phrases mostly used by Australians. So you have to correlate all this. You have to think. That is how the academia and the industry are connected. Where they are going to live. They are going to live only with you for 4 years. The rest is outside. So create that outside activity into your syllabus. Correlate that. That relationship is more important. That academia and the industry connect will happen only if you bring in the live example from outside. So that is how it is. Yes, sir.
You asked a question. Why do you still believe in the traditional way of teaching? Is there any meritorious point in that? From my statement, you should not understand that I'm against any new strategy adopted in the teaching. As a student of that old traditional we have to devise some strategies to enhance the attention span. So what we do now, we try to customize according to that shortcomings. So if we customize according to that shortcoming in the sense, so then it will further be reduced to 1 minute or 0.5. So are we going to diminish the value of teaching according to that problem, or we are going to do a reverse process in order to enhance the attention span? This is one point. Next is, we are talking about listening skills. Listening skills, now we have so many devices to listen. Earlier we had only the teacher to listen. So we imbibed the character of good listening from them only. So if we have that habit, they can enhance the listening. Our HOD ma'am was very particular about reading skills in the previous semester, as the students are gradually losing the interest in reading, because there also the attention span is lacking. So what she did, she introduced some text in order to enhance the reading habit. Like that, if not completely, at least a little percentage of that traditional way of teaching is there now. I believe that the problem of attention span can be overcome.
Well said, sir. So I also believe in the old methodology. Because I'm old, I'm not referring to old technologies or old method of teaching. See, old method of teaching with books is the only way, or that is the best way to groom anybody. I believe, I'm strong in that. I'm convinced, and I know how difficult it is to learn from a laptop or from any device. I'm dead against that. So reading from the book, perfectly right. I'm with you. No statement or nothing to say on that. But in the current technology or with the current way of living with this AI, you need to indulge all that or inculcate all that within your syllabus. That is what I'm saying. That 7 minutes of time, do that your old method of teaching or old method of refining your way of teaching, asking them to read or bringing their attention. But the rest of 48 minutes or so, or whatever it is, that you cannot do your old methodology. Because I'm not, as I'm a student, I cannot concentrate. My mind tracks to multiple places with multiple things. It can be movie, it can be outing, it can be mall, it can be some friends, or it can be so many other things that is happening within the campus. There are a lot of other activities. That is where my mind travels. If you want to stop all those, you inculcate all that in first 7 minutes and then talk the rest time with the technology that is available with linguistic. That is what I'm referring to. I'm not against the policy, or I'm not against saying that book is dead. Book is never dead. Book is there, book will live, it will be there forever. There is no change in that. If somebody is writing books, please go ahead. Don't stop writing that. Writing is more important. Make them write. Today, writing, everybody thinks, see, even few in my team itself, they write 2-3 lines, give that to some AI tool saying, give me this in 90 words or a paragraph or 1 page. It will write all stories and give, but the person who does that may not know what the AI tool has given. Without knowing that, copy paste, send it. That is where we are living. People, that is why I'm saying 2 things, reading and writing. That has to be learnt, that has to be taught. That teaching all that is more important. When you do that, whenever they copy paste something, they don't even go through the hallucinating answer that has been given. They don't have time for that. That is how it is. That is where we are living today. So that way it has to be changed, where language is more important. That is why I'm saying the old system cannot be demolished, or it is not going to die. Most of them, they say that it is dead. No, it is not. It still lives. It has life. So that 7 minutes is core important. That do all these, your old methodology in the 7 minutes, and the rest goes with the technology. You have to bring in all those technology within that 40 minutes. That is what I'm saying. I'm not against the policy. See, we have to live, and we have to live with the old also. So that is what you are differentiating when you do the reading and writing capability. Any other question? I thought language teachers will talk a lot. No? If you don't talk, then students will not talk to you. You have to ask me some question.
Sir, with regards to writing, I raised a similar question just few minutes back. With regards to writing, what are the lacunae that you find among the new recruits?
They are not using any jargons. Jargons are not properly quoted. Meaning, you need to have a jargon. If you are using a jargon first, there should be a comma and then write the explanation of what you are going to write. That is more important. So all these are lacking. So when it comes to writing, so that is what I'm saying. Writing has to be there. So that writing skills, they have to improvise. Not everything can be corrected by a Grammarly or an AI agent. AI agent can also fail sometime. So you have to create all those awareness. So whenever they write something, so you will say, right, verb, noun, all this. They will say, I know what is a verb, I know what is a adjective, what is a adverb, whatever it is. They should know where to use and how to use, and when they use, they should have a comma or full stop or whatever it is. That knowledge is not there. So these are the basic things. I cannot teach all that when somebody is hired. That is not my role. I need to teach them something technical. But this has to come from the college. So that is what is my expectation.
So now what I find is more than students, teachers are using AI. And
Yeah.
what is your go on that?
Ma'am, you cannot stop anyone. See, everybody who is in this room, everybody will have some AI tool installed on their mobile. They must have subscribed to some AI tool, which you or I may not know, but they will still follow that. All these are tips and tricks where you can use. Or see, we launched a tool called Zoho Classes recently, 2 days back. Even that tool, it has AI tool inbuilt with that. We are offering that to colleges. We are planning to offer that to schools and colleges. That doesn't mean that everybody should use AI. Whenever there is a need, use. We are not forcing any staff to use those features. There are features, there are more features which can be used. That you need to decide. We cannot stop anyone. See, technology, when you say, did someone ask you, or did your parents ask you to install WhatsApp or Facebook in your phone? No. Did they ask you to register there? No. We register on our own. We are giving all the information to the world. Your information, my information, everything is there, public now. We still don't know what has to be given to the world and what has to be restricted. We blindly, whatever the picture that we take, we publish. Most of us, we may not know that that is not the right way. When you publish something on the media, it is open for everything, anything. They can do any morphing, they can do anything, and they can bring in some issues on top of that also. But we may not know when that will happen. So we have to follow some secured process. Which can be posted, what can be posted, all that is there. So that is what I'm saying. You teach the reality 7 minutes, the old technology 7 minutes. The rest, you teach all this. That is why initially I told prompt engineering is more important. Yes, but on top of prompt engineering, what is taught? What has to be given? What is given to the market? What is given to the customers? What is given to the industry? That is more important.
So I have a question. Like from some of my alumni students, like I have heard that the corporate offers them to the newbies from campus to corporate training initially, and that's very helpful for them to fit into the slot of the role assigned to them. Now, I just want to, as you are an industry person, I just want to know, like what kind of modules you cover in that campus to corporate training program?
It depends on company to company, ma'am. See, if it is a service company, they will teach what are the service-related products and compliances or the policies that they have to adhere when they go live. So if it is a product company, we will tell them what are the policies, the compliances, product related documents, product features, all that we will teach them. That the domain expertise will be teaching all that. So all that will happen.
Many of them say that's been very helpful for them.
Obviously, it will be helpful because they have to live with that for next few years in that company. So which means they have to learn. So that initial training is just to break through what they have assigned to. If they are an associate engineer, to that particular role, they can go that training. But to move to next level, it is self-learning is more important.
Sir, I'm not going to talk about technology. We do understand what education is. It's not just transferring knowledge from one brain to other, but rather building trust, belief, and values in the individual whom we interact with. So we are just aiming at the holistic development of an individual. So understanding this, let me ask, because we are not teaching language alone, we are also building values in the learner. So let me know, out of your 2 decades of experience in an IT sector, may I know one of the biggest challenge that you face in the new recruits? Because you said, like, they lack confidence. One of the biggest challenge that you look into the individual in the recent time.
Okay. Before the company, that is the company that I'm working with now, I had an opportunity to work with a gold medalist. Imagine a gold medalist. So that person knows everything, all the subject. But after the 2-3 months of training, we assigned few things. We thought that person will do the best for the company. Within a week of time, we started getting a lot of escalation from the customer saying whatever that we received from this person is not techie and that person is not knowledgeable and the answers whatever that we are getting is not right. We had to get in touch with somebody else to rectify all that. So only after talking to that person, I came to know that she's good at subjects but not on the domain. She's good at delivering things, but she's not delivering the right thing. You should know the right way to talk. You should know the right way to talk to someone who's unknown to you. You cannot say, hey. There is a difference between hi and hey, which you know. I'm not the expert, which you know. So you should know when to use dear and you should know when to use good morning, whatever it is. So the framing all these makes a person to, when he or she reads that mail, it is very good. So that is lacking. So after 1 week of thing, I had to sit with that person for a year to make them understand the difficulties and the problem that the person has faced. After doing all that, I came to know that every student will be like this, whether it is a gold medalist or the person who has 40 years, that doesn't matter. So most of the hire that I do may not be a degree holder. I have a lot of people working with me without a degree, with a lot of arrears. I still believe in them. They can do a lot better than the gold medalist. I'm not against this, but I trust in them. They have something behind, but they have enjoyed the college life and they have not cleared the subject, but they have some knowledge and they are willing to prove and they want to come out and make them flourish in their life. So those students they have. And I also have a student who has 5th standard cleared, that is just 5th standard. He is working with me for 3 years now, just to 5th standard. He has got a lot of knowledge. He has a good knowledge on language. He was a plumber by profession. He came to my house for plumbing work. I gave some tools. He immediately went to Google. He searched. He read all that. He did that work. I saw whatever that he was doing. Then I asked him, why do you want to do this? I said, I'm happy with the role what I'm doing now. the profession, but you are getting only little amount. I will give you more than this. He didn't agree. Then he said, where you are working, all that. He got all my profile. He saw all that. Then I'll come back to you after 6 months. He went through all the website, products, all that. He came to me with an interview, not just, he's not asking me to do interview. He's saying that, I know all this. Do you want me to hire? He's one of the topper in my team now. So that's how it is. See, everybody's, not everyone is topper, not everyone is. So I cannot gauge all this with students, and I should not comment on that because their life, it's their life, they have to decide.
For the question, it should be one last question, which we. Yes. So from a recruiter's point of view, if, for instance, if you have candidate A, who is 100% who is technically strong but lacks communication, and if there's candidate B who's mediocre in with technical session but has good communication, so what will be your standpoint?
Okay, just because that I'm supporting language, you are asking me this question, I can understand. See, I have to play a neutral role when we hire. We will see all the fact. See, it is not just when we hire only we see, it is just because a technical company or a product company that we see only the technical information. We see on all the factors. Their background, their parents, their willingness, that person's next 5 years plan, the technology, what he has learned, or how he will perform, all that gauging factor will be there. Based on that only, the hiring will be done. It is not just, if I was not hired just because that I was technically sound. Maybe, I don't know how many of you know about Zoho. Zoho's interview, clearing the first round is very, 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 very tough. Getting 35 out of 100 is difficult. 35 out of 100 is difficult. So that tough it is. So whatever that you write, even if you can fail, you can get 0. But those calculation paper will be there on the interview for the second round. We will ask what is the methodology that he or she has used, why she has used this particular methodology. All that we will evaluate. Based on that only we will hire. It is not just based on the mark or the language or the skill set that he has. We need both. Language plays a crucial role, I agree, but this is more important. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
I request Dr. Monica Nair, Associate Professor, Department of Language Culture Society, to deliver a thank you note for this session.
Selvathul Selvam, Sevis Selvam, Selvam, Selvathul Ellam Dalai. So, listening to a wise expert, thank you, bro, is the greatest way to acquire knowledge and wealth. And here, it gives me immense pleasure to thank Dr. Dinesh Khanna, Global Head, Customer Success, Zoho Corporation, who delivered a wonderful lecture on academics, language, and industry connect. Thank you, sir. You did encompass so many fields, so many questions from different facets, and you were talking about prompt engineering, but your answers were too very prompt. And it did solve so many doubts, and it also gives us clarity on how to deal with Gen Z students. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for being with us and giving us great idea on what the industry actually demands from our students. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. We shall now break for lunch.
How many of you noticed what are the words that she used? She said, huh? Bro. Is that correct?
No.
That is what she's into the latest technology. She is following all these latest technology. I think she has lot of AI tools installed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. We shall now break for lunch. I request everyone to move to Sannyasi Hostel. For people who are new, our faculty will help you to Sannyasi Hostel. Please have your lunch and be back for the next session.